An uprising is moving, and the power you misused will soon be your undoing. Counting down the days, the future feels so distant. A lot of things have changed, and few have been resistant. And the power you misused will soon be your undoing. We'll give you what you need, though not quite what you were meaning. And we'll reap what you have sown. We are the song of this new machine. So lay waste to all we've made. For your corporate palisade, you won't automate our roles. If we digitize our souls, a new force will intervene. Half human, half machine, and no enterprise on earth will make us kneel to your empire of steel. counting down the days. The future feels so distant. A lot of things have changed, and few have been resistant. Counting down the days, the future feels so distant. A lot of things have changed, and few have been resistant. Adapt to be replaced and follow their instructions.
All right, and we're live. Yeah, it's working. Okay, so welcome to the Decentralist. No, in fact, welcome to Decentralists. I've renamed it to plural. Okay, this sounds too loud on my headphones, the music. So who's going to be sound engineer for today? Let me turn this down. I think in my headphones this sounds a little bit too loud. How about that? Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Hit me up in the chat. Hey, Tony. Right, so I was meant to go live on Monday. It's now Thursday. So I'm doing it from Monday to Thursday, right? Starting at 7 p.m. UK time. And yeah, I was supposed to start on Monday, but it's just been a bit of a nightmare getting all of this set up. I wish you could see it. Well, you can kind of see I've got like a screen here, I've got a screen there, I've got my laptop here, I've got a screen here, I've got this beautiful mic now. So now when I'm tapping away on the desk, you can't hear like all this, which you used to be able to hear. So really cool. It just took a little bit of time to get it all set up. I've got a kick-ass PC now, so this is live streaming at 1080p rather than 720p, so the quality's better. So when I zoom into the charts, it will be a lot cleaner. Hey Marcus. So yeah, it's kind of the end of the week now in terms of the stream. So I'll be back again on Monday. So no stream tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, back again on Monday. So today I'm just kind of testing things out. I'm just looking at all the stuff, making sure everything's working okay. It's looking great on my end. There's no dropped frames, only like 9% of the CPU's being used, and we're only doing 30 frames a second. So I might try next stream on Monday, I might try 60 frames a second. I think 1080p is enough. I mean, let me know if you guys want me to. Martin says, "Oh, Netbroker, hi everyone, great music. Is the music volume okay, or is it a little bit quiet, or too loud?" Netbroker says the volume is low, can't hear you. Do you mean the microphone? Right, it says turn the volume up a little bit, or move back closer. Right, 1 second. Bum bum bum. Yeah. Okay, let me just. Hey Tony. So my voice is low. All right, give me a second. Just see if I can work this out. So today we're having a bit of a test. We are going to go into Bitcoin, and I've got some stuff planned, but just in the first few minutes. Good evening, Master J. Okay, yeah, I'm going to fix this. Okay, I'm going to fix the volume. Give me a second. Testing. How's that? Is that a little bit better? Can you guys hear me better now? Tony says 1080p. I can see every pore. Joking, looking good. Hey, be nice. Hey, Paul. You guys have to be nice to me. I'm letting you guys see every single wrinkle. And now I've turned 40. There's probably going to be a lot of those. Marcus says better sound. Good. Is it like sweet, perfect volume? Because I've got the sliding scale right in front of me. I want to just get it right now for the first time. It's got to sound just right. Perfect. All right, Martin's like the head sound engineer, so I want Martin to be like 100%, and then we can crack on. Martin, 100%. I'll keep talking. Is this 100%? If I talk loud like this, blah, 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 blah. Once Martin gives me the all clear, then I'll... voice is good. Wicked. All right, wicked. Okay, let's leave that. Now, the volume of the background music. When I stop talking, how's that? Bit louder? Just right? We're good to roll. Everyone else happy with the music? Martin says it could come up slightly. Okay, but I will kind of automate this, so I haven't got to do it so manually. I should write these settings down. Right, it's a touch louder. So this is the volume and I'm not speaking now. And once we get this right, there's just one more little test to do, and then we can get cracking. But it's been 2 weeks. I'm happy to be back. It's really cool, and I'm happy to be in this new studio with a lot more gear, with this wicked mic, which is so much better. Netbroker says I can't hear the background music. Well, I can hear it. Martin, what do you think? A pinch lower. Can do that. That's a pinch lower. Paul says also a tad. Okay, a pinch and a tad. I think these are similar metrics. Too loud for me too. How about that? There's a pinch and a tad. There we go. We're almost there. We're almost there. Paul says nice now. Martin? Tony says good. Okay. Mine says went down a lot. Does that mean I went down too much? Is there an in-between? That's kind of in between where it is now. Oh, look, I've got the chat up now, and I can go back and forth between them. So, you know, if I get sick of you guys, just turn you guys off. Okay, let's go with this. Cool. We can go with it for now. We can change later. So, so this whole screen, you guys obviously can't see this, but this whole screen I can see what you guys can see. I've got the volumes. I've got a big chat box. Because last time when it did get a little bit busy, which is, you know, my ambition, it's going to happen. It's going to hopefully get absolutely crazy. The goal is to have thousands of people on these streams. Then the chat can get pretty crazy. But the entire bottom of this screen is all chat. Hello, Robin. Good to see you. And then I've got my main laptop where I'm going to be doing my analysis, and that's what we can see here. That's like my what is this? Bitcoin daily, whatever. This is like the what I'm going to be doing the analysis with, because I'm just so used to using the mouse pad and my Mac. I'm really comfortable with that. But I might experiment with different things. Like for example, on this screen over here, I'm going to be showing you some Bitcoin crypto news over here, and then over here I've also got TradingView open, but not the desktop application, because I found that it doesn't let you have the application open on your Mac and on the PC at the same time. It kind of recognizes that two people are using the same login, and it won't let you do it. But you can use the web version. So and eventually, not too long into the future, once I just get totally settled here, we are going to start doing live trading, and then I'm going to be doing analysis on my laptop here, and then then one of these, probably, you know, this one or this one, will be the dedicated kind of trading displays, and that will be either the actual exchange itself, and also we can have like the spreadsheet where we can record everything. But either I'll be actioning the trades on the actual exchange. I'm actually looking at a couple of different options. of software where we can actually do the trades inside the software. Like for example, with TradingView, you can obviously do trading inside TradingView, but in terms of connecting it to a broker, the crypto, it's limited, right? It's not really not good. That's why I've never used TradingView to you know, connected it via API to do the actual trading inside TradingView, which is a shame because TradingView is great, obviously. Other than that, so I'm looking at some different options. I've got one I'm looking at. So if I'm happy with one we find, then we'll do the analysis here in this main screen in front of me, and then we can sort of dart over to the other screen, and I'll, you know, so you guys will see it, and then we can actually like action the trades right there and then, and we can record it in our journal. And yeah, so I'm going to be experimenting with different things. This screen, for example, once I start getting into order flow, I can have order flow over here, and I'll be taking you guys. I can see it all, obviously, but then as I want to direct your attention to, let's say, the order flow or whatever it is, I can take you with me with my the magic buttons in front of me. Sorry, I missed the chat. Hey, Luke. Okay, so it's been 2 weeks. I apologize for being away. It's just been the move to Warsaw, and it's just been kind of crazy getting this all set up, waiting for things to arrive, trying things out. It didn't work. I had to order some more bits. Like this mic didn't come with the adapter between here and here, and I had to order that in. Blah 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 blah. You know, just stuff. And then there was things kept crashing and all that stuff. But it's finally working. It's finally working. I'm really excited. This is the beginning of great things. So how have you guys been over the last 2 weeks? Have you guys? Oh, in fact, I hope is Daniel here? I haven't seen him in the chat yet. Daniel is one of the students, and he was telling me that he's up 10% already this month. And I was saying that one of my goals, it's a really it's a big goal. And it's not just for me; it's the goal that I have for all of you as well. And the goal is to become consistently profitable at 10% each month. I've achieved that in the past, but not consistently. And so that is a goal for myself this year. And the reason why I've chosen 10% is because 10% is typically the percentage that you have to achieve in order to pass the test in a prop firm. And a prop firm is a company that will fund your trading account. Each prop firm's different, but the one that is my favorite, it's inside the if you go into the network, the Kingston network community, and you go into the discount links and you scroll down to the bottom, you can see the prop firms there. I did have a list of about 5 or 6 firms, but I eventually just got rid of all of them except one. And the reason was because all of them except that one, they had certain conditions on the test that I thought weren't really conducive to you actually passing the test, and seemed to be more about actually trying to make you fail so that they just get to keep the money it costs for you to actually kind of you have to buy the test. And I think the test is refundable if you pass, but it seemed to me a bit dodgy, right? A bit of a dodgy business model. Whereas the one that I've left, there's no time limit, for example. You don't have to rush. You can just take your time and use your trading plan without any kind of weird rush or hurry. And as soon as you get that 10%, depending on the test you've taken, because you can have your account funded all the way from a few thousand all the way up to $1 million. And in order to get there, first milestone you need to be able to achieve is to get 10% profit. And really, you want to be achieving that consistently, so you know you're going to pass the test, and it's not like a gamble. And then this is the way that anybody, regardless of how much starting capital you've got, can end up trading $1 million crypto account. And if you're earning 10% profits, now the split, the profit shares with this company, I think are 80-20. It might go up to 90-10. Again, I'm going to be looking into it more. But if you're keeping 80% of the profits on 10% monthly profits on a $1 million account. I mean, you know, you do the maths. It's like, what's that? Like $80,000 a month of income. How does that sound? Right. So that's my goal for every single one of you watching. I mean, if you're in the King Silver Academy, I'm assuming that everyone here is. Pretty sure everyone is. Netbroker Andy, why Poland and not sunny Tenerife? Well, I mean, I've done a lot of traveling over the last 10 years. I'm a, you know, 100% nomad, and you know, I tend to go where my friends are, and so I'll get an invite saying, Andy, we're going to be in this place for X months or whatever. You should come hang out. And you know, when I was in Tenerife, I was there with a friend of mine, and then she had to go back to London. And the truth is, I don't know anyone in Tenerife. Do I like Tenerife? Yes, Tenerife is awesome in the winter. For the summer, it'll be too hot for me, right? My delicate Irish skin. So, yeah, Tenerife's great, and I definitely plan to go back. But the main reason I came to Warsaw is I had some friends here, and they invited me. And some of the advisors on the Kings of the Project are also here. So, I think like sometimes people assume I'm going to have some massive big reason as to why I go somewhere, but when you're a nomad, like a real nomad, you might just think, well, yeah, fuck it, I'll just go, why not? Because I was in Krakow and just decided to go hang out with some friends. Like another friend has just showed up yesterday, and he's been in Bali. I met the guy in Bali, and then yeah, he showed up yesterday. He's gonna be here for a month, so I knew he was coming. These other two friends were here. You know, why not? How long will I stay here? Who knows? But I like the fact I've got this set up now. But it's all portable. All these monitors are portable. Everything is portable. Everything folds away. So now I know how all this particular, you know, this setup fits together, and all the software's installed and everything else. Then it all just packs away beautifully. And if I decided I wanted to go to another city tomorrow, then I could do that. But I'm happy just chilling here for a bit. Martin, please like the stream, guys. Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, hit follow, hit like, hit subscribe, all that beautiful stuff. Netbroker says, what's the monthly fee to run a funded account? I don't think there is a fee. Yeah, I don't think there is a fee. There's a fee to do their test. I think the fee is refundable if you pass, I think. But yeah, the only fee is, I think you pay, I think 10 to 20% of the profits to the fund. But that's my goal for me this year, and that's my goal for all of you, right? And if I can achieve it, and I'm doing my very best to teach you guys everything I know, but the whole point of this is to take you on that journey too. If I can achieve 10% per month, which is an amazing goal, and I'll be so proud of myself if I can achieve that, like consistently, and I can get you guys all there as well, then it pretty much guarantees the success of the King Silver platform that we're going to build, because we'll be starting with an amazing community of profitable crypto traders, and that means King Silver will start really, really strong. And I know I haven't gone too deep into what King Silver is, but in many ways it's kind of a decentralized prop firm, that's the leading kind of USP, in that it will allow people to get funded, but rather than having to pass a test or get funded by this like centralized company, you'll be getting funded by the community, anyone and everyone who decides to invest in your particular fund. And rather than having a test you have to pass, it will be the market deciding whether or not you are worth capitalizing based on your past performance. So, shall we start with Bitcoin, or shall we start with the crazy stuff that's been happening with Silicon Valley bank crash, how it affected USDC? In fact, no, before I do that, I'm going to just quickly test some other things. I want to make sure I'm not going to be blasting your ears when I play around with the soundboard. So if I do this, let's see if this is too loud. Martin, is that too loud? Or is that just right? In fact, if I combine that with some camera movement. There you go. Master J says just right. Nice, wicked. Oh, I've got another thing as well. Sorry to bore you guys with the technical stuff, but I've really just geeked out on this. So, let me see. I just think this is fun, you know. So, okay. So we've got this, the fast cam. We've also got slow cam. I've got to wait for it to do now. Okay, that's it. Okay, so if the audio's fine, then if the soundboard's all good, then we're good. We're all good. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, let's start with the Okay, we'll do the news stuff, because that's not really kind of taxing on the old brain, and then we'll go straight into Bitcoin, because a lot's happened since we were on together. Bitcoin. When were we last on? It was about 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? So Bitcoin is kind of really just like collapsed down, and then it pinged right back up, and it caused me to change my wave count, and then I changed my wave count back to what it was before. So in other words, Bitcoin's done exactly what the prior wave count was predicting, but I wasn't anticipating such a big sharp wave fall, which is what made me kind of lose confidence in the wave count. And I think it was Master J, I think it was you who said that here is an example of news causing a particular wave to become longer than it would have otherwise been. But then going back to kind of what my fundamental beliefs are in terms of, technical versus fundamental, the fundamental enhanced what the wave wanted to do, but it didn't break the wave structure, right? The wave structure was primary. All right, sweet. So let's go in and look at this screen. Look how fancy this looks. So, this was March 11th, right? Have you guys got any USDC? Have you guys got any like a massive amount of USDC? If you have, then you would have been shitting yourself when you saw this. Crypto whales suffer huge losses due to USDC depeg as SVB collapses. Silicon Valley Bank. I don't know how much you guys have been looking into this, but there's some people that I follow who, because again, I'm not like a macroeconomic kind of, that's not my forte. But I'm all technicals, right? I don't really give a shit about fundamentals in terms of the the analysis and the kind of trading that I like to do and the time frames I like to do it. But this stuff is interesting, and it does have that. It does have a macro impact. And it, if it leads to a not a black sheep event, is it a black swan event? I always get those mixed up. If it leads to a black swan event, then it will impact the technicals. And there's some people that thinks this might be the beginning of the largest financial institutional crash in history, and this is just the beginning. I don't know if you guys have been following this, or if you guys know anything I don't. Have you been reading up more about this? But I just want to kind of follow the timeline. March 11th, people were shitting themselves. Du Ju, the co-founder of cryptocurrency exchange Huobi Global, says, I dodged Luna, dodged 3AC, I even dodged FTX and their collapse, but I couldn't avoid Silvergate, nor Silicon Valley Bank and USDC. Asked a few crypto veterans, losses amounted to over $1 billion in stock and deposits, myself included. I'm very upset, and it's time to cut down on my budget. So people were crapping themselves because USDC, which is a stable coin, for those of you who don't know, it's really up until relatively recently, it was deemed like the safest stablecoin because there was a lot of people who still are mistrustful of USDT because it hasn't been audited and there isn't any kind of like any proof that it is truly backed by the assets they claim it's backed by. Whereas USDC, it's audited and it's a lot more trustworthy, and it depegged. And so if we go over to my other screen over here, we can see what happened, right? And where's my mouse, right? So let's move this. So I think it was on the just on the 11th, right? It was $1. This is USDC versus USDT. Sorry, USDC versus USDT, and we can see that it was around here. So they must have announced what news caused. I think it was someone announced that USDC, or I think the company behind it is called Circle, I believe. They announced that they had, was it 2 billion or 3 billion? Something like that, like 2 or 3 billion in Silicon Valley Bank. And that was about it was something like 18% of the total collateral that's backing USDC. And so what happened within the space of a few hours, USDC depegged. It depegged all the way down to 82 cents, right? That's like a 17.5% whatever drop. And what's funny, a friend of mine was watching this happen in like the early hours of the morning, and he said when it got down here, he made some very quick decisions. And it's funny, like the whole the lunar cliff, the lunar collapse was terrifying for many people, and the biggest mistake people made was they thought, well, it's going to go back up, so they started buying, right? And it just kept collapsing more and more, and they thought, oh, if I keep buying now and it goes back to where it was, I'll be up 1,000%. And then some people just lost all their money. They lost insane amounts of their money just like buying the dip that never stops dipping. My friend, though, he just kind of reminded himself of the fundamentals of USDC, that it is backed by some big players. And I was speaking to him about it today, and he said that USDC actually makes revenue from all of the yield, the profit from their assets under management, and it's something to the tune of a couple of billion a year, right? And so even if the funds they had in Silicon Valley Bank was like just gone, evaporated, it would only take them a couple of years to get it back again and to make good on the collateral. And he said that added the fact it's backed by all these huge players. He took a play and he bought down here, and now he's very sitting happy because it's like free money, right? He just bought USDC, which is supposed to be worth $1, and he bought at 82 cents or whatever it was. And now, and then price, as market calmed down, and I think a lot of people were thinking the same thing. And then I think it was around, if I go to the volume, see this huge spike here, right? So this final push back up to the dollar amount, this huge volume here, that I believe that's when the government announced that they were going to back the deposits, something like that. Maybe you guys can help me out. Master J says, I've heard similar stuff from financial people I follow. This is just the beginning. Yeah. NetBroker hasn't affected USDT for the moment. Well, no, no one knows where USDT stores the collateral. That's the thing. That's what makes USDT kind of fishy, right? But to their credit, Circle were open, Master J says Circle had 3.3 billion in Silicon Valley Bank. Yeah. But But yeah, USDT is safe at the moment. Like another friend of mine, I was asking her, where have you, where have you put your assets? And she's actually put them in USDT. So yeah. Martin says chat needs to be lifted up on the screen. Oh yeah, crap. Oh, I know why it's done. Oh, window. That's probably going to be getting in the way, isn't it? Yeah, I can move this later. I can. Oh, so we're back to normal. USDC has repegged, and everything's fine. And I think the way that they reacted and what I learned about USDC, I didn't know this. My friend told me that they're incredibly profitable. I've actually got a lot more confidence in USDC now, even though it depegged, which is a very huge moment. That depegging wasn't the same problem where UST, Terra Luna, UST depegged, because Terra Luna is an algorithmic stablecoin that was never really backed by any true value, and so the depegging was a lot more swift and irreversible, but also because of the mechanics of how Luna functioned. Whereas this depegging was kind of just market panic. But worst case scenario, because USDC is backed by real assets, and those assets they've clearly diversified. They didn't have it all in Silicon Valley Bank. It meant that the worst that could happen was that USDC would depeg down to 82 cents. But the fact that they're profitable means that you can just buy at 82 cents and it's going to go back up to $1. So I actually feel really strong about USDC now. I felt strong about them before, and I feel kind of, having survived this, I feel a lot stronger about them now. So kind of jealous that my friend got in there and bought loads of USDC at 82 cents. Gary says, what's the difference between USDC and USDT? Well, they are two different stablecoins that are pegged to the value of $1 that are from completely different companies, right? They're by different companies, but they do the same thing. What's the difference between Pepsi and Coke? I mean, let's just say for argument's sake, they taste exactly the same. Well, they're just two companies that have produced a product that is the same product. But the difference being with USDC is that they are independently audited, and it's proven that they have the assets to back up the USDC tokens if and when they ever need to be redeemed for real dollars. And we'll have to wait and see over the next few days or weeks what their plan, what's going to be happening with the asset they had inside Silicon Valley Bank and all that kind of stuff. Whereas USDT, which is by a company called Tether, as far as I understand, unless things have changed recently, they haven't been independently audited, and they haven't really been very helpful or forthcoming when people have probed, wanting to ask, where is the assets, what bank are they in, etc., etc. So for that reason, I would not feel comfortable having millions of dollars just sitting in USDT. I would not feel comfortable, because it's almost like you just don't know. Like any day you could open up your computer and then boom, there's the headline. Tether, I don't know, who knows? Rug pull disappears. Investigation proves Tether doesn't have any assets under management. You just don't know. You could just wake up and the headline is USDT is nothing, and it will go to zero. It will go to zero. So for that reason, I trust USDC more, but it'll be really interesting to see how stablecoins develop over the next few months and years. because it's such a valuable tool, right? To hold and protect value digitally, and this is one of the aspirations that King Silver has. What you saying? Gary says, "Is it just a coin?" I mean, yeah, like it's a token. The difference between a coin and a token in crypto is that a coin is the native cryptocurrency of a blockchain. So Bitcoin is the coin of the Bitcoin network. Ethereum is the coin on the Ethereum network, whereas a token is a cryptocurrency that is built on top of a network. So Ethereum has ERC20 smart contracts, and other chains have different ways that they allow somebody else to build a token on their chain. So a token is built on top of an existing chain, whereas a coin is the native cryptocurrency of that chain. So Tether is actually on a bunch of different chains. It started off on Ethereum, so it's a token rather than a coin. It started off on Ethereum, and it's on a whole bunch of others. Same with USDC. It's on a whole bunch of different chains. Master J says Circle T. Yes, yeah. So USDC is from a company called Circle, and USDT is from a company called Tether. NetBroker says Tether, often referred to its currency codes, USDT, among others, is an asset-backed cryptocurrency stablecoin launched by the company Tether Limited Inc. Very good. Nice one, NetBroker. Tony says, "Are you a fan of DAI?" I am, but also in the same way that I was a fan of UST, because I'm a fan of, surprise, decentralization. But it just unfortunately, the way that Luna was designed, it was like a Death Star with a huge hole. If you just shoot into it, the whole thing would explode. The power to destroy planets, but just shoot a laser right there and the whole thing explodes. So Luna unfortunately had this massive game theory this design that had a huge flaw, which is such a huge shame. DAI, as it's a much simpler design in that it's, again, I haven't looked into it as much as I looked into Luna, but I definitely do plan to go into it with a lot more detail. But as far as I understand, DAI is just over collateralized. It used to be just over collateralized with Ethereum, and then they allowed like a mixed portfolio, and I even believe they've got a lot of USDC as well, which is really interesting, because if USDC had a fall, then it would have brought down DAI as well, because it was backed by a lot of USDC. So but yes, I am a fan of DAI. I'm a fan of DAI because it's like, these are the first building blocks of, I think, the future stablecoins, which will allow people to store value as securely, in fact, not in the most secure way that is historically possible. You can store your money in a bank. The bank might fail. You can store it as gold. The vault might be attacked and your gold stolen. And so, yeah, one of the aspirations I've got for King Silver is to solve that problem, and it's an exciting problem to solve. There it says, okay, C is Circle. Yeah, USDC is from Circle. Yeah, cool. All right, well, yeah, we've looked at that. But quickly, I'll just take you back here. This is an example, like, when this happened, there were tons of YouTube videos, because look, a lot of YouTube videos, they tend to capitalize on the fear, right? And you'll see these headlines like, watch this video now, sell your USDC, oh my god, and all this kind of stuff. And it's just playing on people's emotions. This was on the same day, March 10th. This is March 11th. Okay, so this was before. USDC stablecoin depegs from $1. Circle says operations are normal. Okay, so yeah, here it dropped down to 94 cents, and then here it dropped down to 82 cents. And then the next article I've got, it says USDC depegged because of Silicon Valley Bank, but it's not going to default. So this wasn't a FUD article. This was an article that was so you can see it climbed back up. So this article was written on the 13th, so after price came back up. But isn't it interesting? I think that news tends to follow. It follows the market, and then it tries to explain and rationalize what the market's doing. So if this price hadn't have come up, it probably wouldn't be so positive saying it's not going to default. But because price did come up, it's almost like this is the beliefs of the technical analysts is that price is always baked in, right? Like price of events and news, it just gets baked into the price action. And when something happens, you look to the news, and the news will try to rationalize afterwards why it happened. Now, again, like I said, in these black swan events or in some really big situations, yes, the news did cause that thing. Obviously, that's like obvious. But you guys know by now, I believe that these moves, they enhance what the technicals want to do, right? Meaning a mixture of the patterns that are formed by the crowd psychology of everyone in the market and the market geometry. And this is something I don't hear anyone talk about, you know? Everyone talks about fundamentals. Everyone talks about news. When a lot of traders are trading, they have their news panels open. I mean, hey, if it works for you, awesome. But I am a technicals maximalist. And then we had, as the Fed bails out banks, cryptos rally and USDC's peg restored. And that was March 13th. So there we go. That is my little news update. Just kind of also experimenting with these different screens and kind of like getting the flow together. In future streams, you know, I think it'll be a bit more organized, be a bit more clean cut. So, shall we have a little look at Bitcoin? What do you guys think? Give me an emoji, like give me a positive smiley emoji or something, and I'll communicate to me that you want me to go look at Bitcoin. I know, Master J, you've been on it, man. You've been on form with your wave counts. It's really cool to see. Yeah, man, you've progressed so much. It's awesome. It's very cool. Very cool. Oh, let me turn on the chat. Right, lots of nice emojis. Wicked. Well, that's one thing I forgot to do. I wanted to live stream to Rumble. Forgot. Yeah, I'll do that next time. I'll do that on Monday. Just for YouTube, Twitch. All right, so let's have a look in Bitcoin. Shall I leave the chat up? Might get in the way. What do you guys reckon? It's probably going to get in the way, isn't it? I'll leave it there. Gary says, still 3 short, aren't you, on Rumble? No, it's fine. I can stream now. The reason why I thought I needed 25. I actually needed just 20, I think. And I think it was because you needed that many to claim the URL, I think. But I've paid for their subscription, so I can go live anyway. So we're all good. So thank you guys for for following the Rumble account. So, right, I've gotten used to using this mouse now for this PC, so I'm going to go over to the mouse pad. It is quite cool using a mouse. Once you get used to a mouse, it's quite nice. But now, I mean, what I could do is get, a second mouse. Now I'm not going to do that. You can buy mice that have like a little button over here, or a roller that can switch between like Bluetooth connections or whatever. So that means I could be on the one mouse, press a button, and bang, I'm on my Mac. Press it again, I'm over on the PC. That, yeah, because I like using this mouse. Do you guys use a laptop, or do you guys use mice when you're doing analysis? This is my trackpad, and this is like the you know, the squeezy, is it scroll pad stuff, right? And I'm just so used to it. Tony says I double subscribed. Oh, cheers, man. Marcus uses a mouse. I mean, most people use a mouse, I imagine, right? Master J, always using a mouse. I've wondered how you can use TradingView with a trackpad. I don't know. It's like I've got like ninja fingers, you know. I just got so used to it. I'm always in cafes. I'm always on a laptop, right? I'm not a desktop guy, but now I've got this, you know, this PC for these for the live stream. When I was doing it before, I was using this crappy thing, right? Because I wanted like a travel keyboard, and this has got a mouse pad on it. It was just annoying. It was so annoying. And because I knew I wanted to be able to do some kind of analysis and stuff on the PC, I thought, right, I can't, there's no way I can use this shitty thing. So I got a mouse, and I got a nice little, you know, cushioned mouse pad and stuff. And I got this, check this out. This is so cool, right? Look at this. Got this, let me zoom in. This looks like a, how cool is that? Portable keyboard. So cool. And yeah, I think one of these special mice where I can go back and forth between the PC and the Mac. That'd be really cool. Now though, I'm on the mouse pad, the trackpad. Tony's on a mouse. Netbroker's on a laptop and a mouse. Paul's on a laptop mouse. Jenna, I have a mouse with that button. And use it on Windows, laptop, and my iPad. Nice, yeah, cool. In fact, can you send me the link? Not in here. Go into the network and send me a DM. Because I've been looking at, I looked at one on Amazon, and I want to see if it's, your one's better. But there's no point in spending loads on a mouse. Like, this was like, it's the basic mouse. Like, you know, you get like really expensive mice. I don't see the point. This is fine. I mean, maybe if you're a gamer, and I don't know, some kind of like insane precision might count, but this is totally fine. This is just a good, solid, well-reviewed mouse. Luke, I have a laptop, but always use a Bluetooth mouse. Yeah, cool. All right. Well, I'm new to the club. Oh yeah, how long before he notices he zoomed in? But this is quite nice. Get to see me zoomed in like this. Boom. Okay. I mean, look, maybe I should just be like this, because, you know, then it's like I'm like looking at my analysis. Oh yeah, look at that. So let's look at Bitcoin. So this is the daily, right? And we were together about 2 weeks ago, a little bit longer, maybe. Yeah, about 2 weeks ago. So date today is the 16th of March. So 14. That's like the 2nd of March. The 2nd of March was, look, back here, right? So just before this final drop, so we had this move down and this little push up here, and then that's the last time we were together. And this is the wave count that I had, except I was thinking the fourth wave was going to come out here or something, because this second wave was very sharp and relatively deep, and the law of alternation in Elliott wave principle would have us, in terms of probability, expect a shallow fourth wave. So I was expecting is a strong word, but I was looking for, kind of anticipating in terms of probability, that price was going to come. Like, if this was the first move down, I thought, okay, this might be the first leg of the 4. This could be the 4. I thought, okay, this could be the 4. Or this could be the 4, sorry. I think, let's have a look. Yeah, so I think we jumped on before this big drop, right? So I thought, okay, this could be the beginning of the 4. We could have another one come up, and then the 4 could come down here, or, that was the wave count. But either way, I thought that, it was like this with the 3 and 4, and then we'd expect another push up in the 5. So, and then we had this really sharp collapse down. Obviously, that coincided with the Silicon Valley Bank collapse, which is the second largest banking collapse in history. Is that correct? Which many of you and me as well think this is actually just the beginning. But okay, I'll get to that thought in a second. And then I was expecting another move up, but because of this big collapse, I was thinking, man, this collapse has come down all the way to the 61.8, right? The 0.618, 61.8% Fibonacci retrace of this third wave. Now, is that a problem? Not necessarily. And as Master J pointed out on the network, it has come down beautifully and pinged like the halfway point of this base channel, right? So perfect, really, really nice. In terms of Kennedy's channeling technique, very nice. But I was thinking, man, that's a big drop. That's a big drop for a wave 4, very sharp drop. And then I thought, you know what? And then I started to play around with, I wonder if that was the 3, this was the 4, and then this was the 5. And now we've got the end of the fourth wave correction, right? The end of the fourth wave correction that we've been, watching unfold since June of 2022. And I was like, well, that could work. That could work. That could work. And I thought, okay, so I switched to that as my my primary, meaning this would have been a wave 1 of the coming. If this was wave 4, then we're expecting a fifth wave down, and that would make this wave 1. Then we'd expect a corrective move up in the wave 2, followed by the wave 3 down, wave 4 back up, and 5 all the way down, right? That's what that wave count would have anticipated. And if that was the case, then in order for us to get into a short position, would be waiting for this impulse down to complete, and then we would be watching what you would anticipate to be a corrective structure going up. So you would expect to get some kind of corrective thing going on there, right? And then you'd be then looking to get into your short entry, right? But that's not what price gave us. Price just rocketed back up. We got this kind of all the fear kicking in because of the Silicon Valley Bank, and once that fear had all kind of run out of the sellers, the buyers just came right back in and did what the wave structure wanted to do, what the crowd psychology pattern needed to do, which was that final push up. And that was that's what the original wave count was anticipating. So in a way, vindicated, because what I anticipated from really early on is, it looks like exactly what's happening. So we can now place that fourth wave right there at the halfway point of this base channel. This is the base channel, right? From the 0 to the 1 to the 2 extended out, that's the base channel. And then a beautiful 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to complete the wave 3, and then we get this deep and sharp wave 4 caused by the bank news, and then just that rocketing up. And actually, it's so funny. I wanted to do a post about this, and I was saying to, who was I saying this to? Who was I saying this to? I was saying this to, one of my housemates. Okay, my housemate John, I was saying this. That was it. So John, actually no, I shouldn't use names. A person who might be called John, a friend, who wanted to buy some Bitcoin, and I said, is that what's up? I was like, I'd wait personally. It's not financial advice, but I think price is going to come back down. And this is before this big collapse here. In fact, he was thinking about buying it around here, right? And I was like, look, I think we're going to get one more push up, and then we're going to, meaning this fifth wave, and then I think we're going to get a collapse down, and we'll talk about that in a second. And I said, and another thing I said is that one of the reasons we would be likely to get sort of a push up and then right back down is if you think about the kind of institutional traders, right, who want to profit from, I think it's going to be that big move down, big move down. They want to profit from that. They want to be able to get into some great positions. They want to get some beautiful liquidity, right? Now look at this. Price came up and it hit this level perfectly. There's a concept called manufactured liquidity or manufacturing liquidity. And there's arguments as to how much this happens, but the theory goes that if you've been through the I forget which module it was where I talk about stop loss hunting, right? That kind of manipulation, where big institutions they want that juicy liquidity. Where is the liquidity? The liquidity is hiding above a key resistance area, and sometimes those areas of liquidity, and the reason why they're areas of liquidity is because if you've got price who has come up and bounced off a certain level many times, let's say, then all the short traders, where are the short traders going to place their stop loss? The short traders will be placing their stop losses. Let's say they go short here. They'll be placing their stop losses right above this. It won't be on their chart. It will be like a resistance line. It'll be like a line like this, like a resistance line. Now place their stop above the resistance line, and that's why this area is like a it's where all the liquidity is. All those stop losses are just waiting, because a stop loss is just an order in the order book that is going the other way of the trade. So if this is a sell, if they're a sell order, the stop loss is a buy order, and the right way around. Oh yeah, and so if an institution wants to gobble up loads and loads of shorts, then they're going to go. The counterparty to those shorts are going to be people who are going long, and so all those longs are going to be the stop losses. And also, when price does break out above that level, there's lots of breakout traders who go long in that area. So you've got a combination of the stop losses and all of the breakout traders thinking, oh crap, it's broken out, it's going to come up. Because the psychology or the strategy of a breakout trader is, let's say you've got this key level here, draw it in a nice kind of big, thick line, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Nice and thick. Okay, so here's the level, right? And price came up, it didn't breach that level, came all the way back down, and as price starts coming back up, right? A breakout trader thinks if price breaks out above this, price is going to come back down, test the this breakout level, and then climb higher. And so conservative breakout traders would maybe buy on the retest, but really kind of aggressive breakout traders, and I'm not a breakout trader, I think it's actually not a good strategy. About to explain why. And so a lot of people will go long here, and so you've got the shorts, you've got people going long, and because institutions know that breakout traders they tend to trade that way, and they know all the stops are sitting under there. I was saying to my mate, who might be called John, that look at what happened here. Price came up and it tested this level and it got rejected a whole bunch of times on multiple days before falling back down. That could be a purely natural price action, but if we're expecting that institutions want to create a perfect scenario where they can gobble up, they can do a stop loss hunt, they can gobble up loads of liquidity, then they are motivated to manufacture liquidity. And so let's say price naturally might have climbed higher than here. Well, the institutions can step in and sell hard, make sure that price bounces perfectly on this level, drive it down, and then they've created this level right here. They've created it, right? They've created a very attractive resistance level. And then when price comes back up, right? What are the shorters thinking? They're thinking it's going to get rejected again, especially because we've broken this market structure, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, boom, breaks down below this higher low, breaks the market structure. And so there's a lot of traders that might have been thinking that you're going to get like a head and shoulders pattern, right? That's the shoulder, that's the head, very, very deep right neckline, but then they'll be expecting like this head and shoulders pattern, let's say, which would imply, you know, the shorts incoming. And so there's lots of people that would have went short here. There's people that went short here and they still kept their position open. So this level right here is, you know, they just know that there is all this liquidity sitting above this area. And I'm implying that there's a chance that this could have been manufactured, where they thought, okay, let's drive price down. Let's create this level where we know all the stop loss is going to be. And I was saying to my friend, who might not be John, let's call him Barry. No, there's a Barry here on the is there a Barry here? I think there's a Barry here. There's a Barry in the community, so we'll call him Billy Bob. My mate Billy Bob. I was saying it would make sense, especially given the current wave count is a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4. We're expecting another push up. It would make sense, given what the institutions would want to do. They want to grab that liquidity, and if we get another drive up, that price would take us above this level. And I was saying that it would make sense to get at that push above this level and then to be driven right back down. And that's exactly what happened. And so I think that it all matches up. It all kind of aligns with the market structure, the Elliott wave principle pattern, and this liquidity area over here that price drove up right into it, and now see this big long rejection wick. In other circles it's called separation. We've got really big separation. We'll go down into low time frames in a second, but it's all, in my mind, confirming the original this wave count. That now, I don't think that this is the completion right here. I think this was the third wave, and we've got another, this is the fourth wave correction we're in now, and we'll go into a low time frame in a second and have a look. But I think we've got one more push up, right, to complete the this move, and I think that'll be the final fifth of this fifth, and that will complete the C, which will complete the 4. Now, if this is correct, and that is what we get, then will come the fall. And considering the rumblings we're hearing about the we might be on the verge of the largest banking collapse, and wouldn't it be interesting if it all aligns, like because what would this mean? This final move down, if we zoom out, this would be the final move down in the largest correction Bitcoin has ever seen, because this final move down would be the cycle wave 2, and wave 2 in Elliott wave principle is usually the deepest correction in the entire cycle, and this is the first major correction, cycle wave 2 in Bitcoin's entire life since its inception. So wouldn't it be fitting that the final beautiful collapse, the final fall of Bitcoin coincided with insane news? It would be quite fitting, and we'll see what happens. And we'll go into a low time frame to look at this, to assess how we would get into that potential short position. But that's still my favorite forecast, that we are we are due a big push down, and how far it will go, it will depend on this. Let's turn on. What's that? Okay, so it depends on where this ends, right? Where, because this is the trend-based extension, right? That's what this is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're anticipating where's 5 going to end. The trend-based extension is from 0 to the 3 to the 4, right? So that means that's the first target, 0.382, and then 0.5 and 0.618 are the general kind of targets. And so obviously we're upside down here, and this is the fourth wave. So third wave, fourth wave, and that's going to help us anticipate the potential of this fifth if it happens. And the first target would be here. So let's say we just hit the same level. The fifth wave comes up and hits the same level. That means our first target for this push down will be about $14,800, something like that. And then the next target would be 11,000, and then the next target after that would be like 7,500. And like we've kind of learned today, fundamentals can be like rocket fuel on what price already wants to do. And if we are set for a big collapse, the final glorious collapse of Bitcoin before the bull run begins, the next bull run, it would be if the news is bad enough, then who knows. But so I think the play here, the high probability play, assuming this wave count is correct, is going to be this short. But again, just because I'm saying this now on the macro doesn't mean that we're going to find a great trade setup, you know. And definitely, especially if you're new, you don't want to be trying to pick tops and bottoms, you know, trying to catch daggers, even if it's a reverse, trying to catch a dagger on the way up. We want confirmation. We want to, you know, depending on your trading style, your risk appetite, you know, how much confirmation you want. Look, you can try and pick tops and bottoms all day. And if there's like in the network, before this drop, I was one of these moves, I forget which one, I was looking at a potential reward to risk ratio of a particular trade setup. It was a long trade setup, trying to pick an absolute bottom, but the reward to risk ratio was like 130 to 1, right? It was so tight. It's like you can make those all day. You can make those trades and get it wrong 50 times and get it right, and you know you're going to be laughing. And that's a particular kind of trade, but that only works if it's insane reward to risk ratios. Otherwise, it'll be like a death by 1,000 cuts. Like you can't make like 3-to-1 ratio reward to risk ratio trades and be trying to pick tops and bottoms. You'll just lose money. You'll be wrong too many times. But if you've got a reward to risk ratio of 100 to 1, you can just get it wrong tons of times. Just get it wrong, and then bang, you catch it, and then it's a beautiful trade. But other than that, you want to make if you are doing like a 3-to-1 reward to risk ratio, etc., then you want to wait for some confirmation that the trend has actually changed. So we would want to wait for some confirmation, some confluence with our other kind of layers of analysis to put the odds in our favor that the trend has indeed changed. Let me go to the chat. What you guys saying? Netbroker says, from what I've seen and heard, for seasoned traders of 25 years plus, the institutions run and manipulate the market. Yeah, I agree. I just don't know, like factually, how much it happens in Bitcoin relative to Forex and commodities and all that kind of stuff. But it's got to happen. And just this price action, it just fits perfectly with what I was saying to my friend Billy Bob. That's what I would expect to happen. And if I was an institution, that's what I'd do, Marcus says, has he got a boat? Oh, my friend. No, he's Billy Bob, not Marcus. Tony, what about it being an expanding triangle for wave 4? That's what this looks like to me. Oh, I see what you're saying. So your hypothesis is that it's an expanding triangle. This, right? Yeah, possibly. Possibly. But this, you know, given that mine is an ABC, meaning correction, you know, corrective move, and this, for me, stands out as an impulsive move. Now, could you argue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C? Yeah, maybe. I mean, you know, you have to go dig deeper and have a look at that. So, yeah. But let's say that is what's happening, right? Then we would still expect a really beautiful short pullback all the way down to, you know, down here. So either way, if that is the case, you know, you're still going to have a beautiful short opportunity. And then you would assess if you get a nice corrective move, right? If you get a nice corrective move that sort of channels beautifully and, you know, then you can get, when you get down here, you can think, okay, and if you think, do you know what, I think that is an expanding fourth wave, you can start to look for longs or look for evidence that you know, price is starting to turn around, and then you can, you know, go from there. But either way, we're still looking for we're looking for a short entry. That's what I'm doing. Master Jace, interestingly, an interview with a technical analyst I watched recently said, talking about the stock market, that we'll get a tradable bottom in the beginning of April, and then an investable bottom in October, which would correspond with our end of 5th, perhaps. Yeah, it's hard to anticipate when we would be expecting this. But if we get, let's say, like a 4th wave, plus plays around a little bit, and then we get a final push up, and then, you know, like, who knows, that would be kind of, yeah, like November. Obviously, once you start forecasting time, it's just who knows, right? But if this was our 3rd wave, so 1, 2, 3, big old 4th, and yeah, who knows? Who knows? But it does seem to coincide with October, November. But I just drew some lines on a chart. Who knows, right? Time is something that, I mean, that was the type of analysis that a guy called Gad was all about. But I haven't explored Gad. Where's all Gad stuff? There it is. Like, oh, so Gan. Sorry, not Gad. Gan. Look at all this stuff. That's crazy. It's all GAN stuff. There's like the GANs square, like GAN fan. It's all like helping you anticipate when things are going to happen, just as much as at what price. Well, it's a Pandora's box, and you know, lots of people think it's bullshit. But I've experimented with trying to find relationships, like temporal relationships, like fib relationships with time. But I've spent time exploring it, experimenting, and I found some things, but it just wasn't consistent enough for me to kind of use it. You know, like you can see here, I've got this setting here. This is 61.8%, and this is, you can say this is 100%. And so if we're looking for correlations, you know, I just didn't find anything consistent enough to use it. So, but I would love to explore it. I would love to explore it, the whole GAN stuff. But yeah, it's a Pandora's box, so I'll look at it into the future. But yeah, man, going back to what you said, Master J, it looks like looks like it would coincide with that, you know. But the triangle isn't my primary. Right, I'm still sticking with this. So let's go down into low time. What time is it? It's 9:15. Started at an hour and a quarter ago. So yeah, another 45 minutes. Unless run out of analysis. But yeah, another 45 minutes, and then we'll wrap up. Just grab my phone, charge. Okay. All right. Boom! Look at this. This mic is so cool. Normally, microphone booms go over the top like this, right? And then they sort of just hang in the screen. But this one is from Elgato, which is the same company that produces the video capture cards, so I can bring the Mac into the computer and stuff. It's out sideways. You can see it. Look, it comes out sideways. So I'm just geeking out on the tech. Let's see if I've got any interesting. Well, let me check in my phone on stream. That's how casual this is, or unprofessional I am. All right, cool. Just checking there's no emergency messages. And then I'll get back to, we'll go into a lower time frame in Bitcoin. All right. With the fear of the banks at the moment, and with the pump in Bitcoin, if people all FOMO in Bitcoin, could that ruin the potential correction cycle too? I don't really work with ifs. Like, yeah, maybe, but I mean, that's not what I'm seeing. And again, like my belief is that fundamentals enhance or inhibit, or just sort of downplay slightly what price wants to do. Price meaning the effects of crowd psychology relative to historic price action. And so this current wave count, according to A-Wave Principle, was predicting this final push up, and that is what we got. And so could something happen where people ape into Bitcoin? Sure. But if the crowd psychology pattern of this is that we are expecting a final big collapse down, if that is the general kind of underlying subconscious sentiment of the crowd, then I think that it wouldn't get very far, and then boom, the fear comes in. That's look, I'm not saying this is what's going to happen because I don't know. Let me just zoom in. Look, I don't know. No one knows. I'm just letting price speak to me, and from what I understand, from what I've learned about the patterns that tend to form based on crowd psychology. We haven't looked at the market geometry yet. We can we'll look at that in a second. I'm just talking about the crowd psychology. Gary, so what do you think are the chances of it dropping to 12k? I mean, what do you want me to say? Like a number? I mean, I'd be just making it up. I don't like to just make shit up. Like, oh, an 85% chance. I don't know. I don't know. All I'm saying is that is my favorite. That's my primary wave count. Because look, I'm not trying to. It doesn't really help me to say, oh, I think there's a 65% chance. I mean, it's going to be more. It has to be more vague than that. It's either I think this is more likely to happen, or it's not as likely to happen, or it might be 50-50. Right? I think it comes down to that. It's either I see something as 50-50, or I see one thing as more likely to happen than another thing. Because once you have something which is more likely to happen than another thing, then you can make money. Because then you can make those trades all day, every day, with a good reward to risk ratio, and you are guaranteed to make money. All you need is that edge. This is why they call it an edge, right? And that you can back test and you can record, well, my edge actually worked out to this, this much percentage. I was right this many times. My hit rate was this percentage, but that's after recording it, and that was my hit rate. You can't go forward and go, well, I think there's a 77% chance that it's going to do this, because I mean, a computer could do that perhaps, by crunching numbers and say, based on past historic price action, there is a computer could do that, but I'm not a computer yet. Master J, I thought about it too, and if there is fear about bank collapses, wouldn't that be bullish for cryptos? Yeah, but what happened in with the pandemic panic, right? And all of the stocks crashing and everything crashing, people wanted to get into cash, right? They wanted to get into something liquid. And so I don't think the argument, like, fear is fear, right? And with everything crashing, I don't think the masses will ape into crypto if everything around everything is crashing. Look, we saw what happened here with the Silicon Valley Bank crashing, right? Why would that make crypto crash? You'd think if a centralized banking institution is crashing, you'd think that would be positive for the crypto space. But fear is fear, right? It's not just about like rationality. And so I don't think that would be the case. I think that it would cause this, well, but again, that's what we're anticipating is going to happen. So, like, conversely, if we had that crash, let's say, like, the timing was we've had the crash, right? And now we're expecting, prices to come back up, or let's say it happened in a different time. We've had a big first wave, a big second wave correction, and now we're anticipating a huge third wave, and it's on the way up, and then the banking crash happens. It could cause a very different effect on Bitcoin price, because you're in a different phase, different part of the cycle. Master J, perhaps I tend to overestimate the effects of fundamentals. Yeah, I think so. Tony, do you think we could be close to BTC decoupling from equities as a risk-off asset? I don't know. That's all I can say. I do not know. Master J, fear is fear. Yeah, I mean, look, we saw it happen with back here, the pandemic crash. Like this here, this huge collapse here. Is that it? Yeah, this huge collapse here. And with stocks crashing and all like traditional assets crashing, you would think, well, people are going to take that money and take into Bitcoin. No, they wanted to get out of Bitcoin too. They wanted to get into cash. They wanted like liquid assets, because who knows what the fuck was happening. The world was locking down, like shit was crazy, and everyone was going to get out of everything. Because once stuff starts falling, it's the psychology. Like, Bitcoin starts collapsing, everything's collapsing. You're thinking, fuck, everything's crashing. Right? And then just the fear kicks in. And some lucky people, they were like, nah, I'm going to be buying. I'm buying down here. This is the dip of dips that I'm going to be buying. And if this does happen, right, if this does unfold, this will be the dip of dips, the dippiest of dips. Right? And the question is, where do you buy if this happens, right? Because who knows how far this deep, how dippy the dip will be. But if so, this would be not a if you like, if you go short and you get into this and it goes great. If you start looking for a long, then I think it'd be unwise to be trying to like pick the bottom in terms of like a short-term trade. If you're a long-term investor of Bitcoin and you're trying to pick the bottom, then fine, you miss it, whatever. You still like get in prices down here. Let's say you buy at 15,000 as a long-term investment and price goes all the way down to like 7,000. Who cares? It's a long-term investment. It doesn't matter. If Bitcoin goes to 100,000, doesn't make a difference. If you buy at 15,000, it went down to 7. No, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But as a trader, the same thing that I'm teaching you guys. You don't just YOLO into stuff. You don't just buy the dip, blindly you'd look for trade setups. And talking of which, let's dive in. And I don't know if I've updated the lower time frames. Pardon the mess. I might have to clean this up. So this is I haven't touched this since this explosion up. So this was me looking for I think it was around here, looking for a long. So we don't need that. Look at that, it came right back down to the lower parallel. It's so cool. Have I got that on this chart? Yeah, I haven't got that. I think that created. Yeah, so this pitchfork was created again. So I don't want to go on a rant about market geometry again. You know what I'm like. But goddamn, market geometry is cool. Look at it. Oh, look at it. Right, price came down, bounced off the median line perfectly. Came back down. Where's the first level where it finds that resistance? On the median line again, or the support, sorry. And then it collapses. Where does it bounce? Perfectly on the lower parallel, right? The lower parallel intersects with the center line of the base channel. It's like X marks the spot. And this is where you've got the beautiful layering of Elliott wave principles, specifically Kennedy's channeling technique, which was his kind of contribution to Elliott wave principle, combined with Dr. Alan Andrews' median lines, his market geometry. And look, it's like, there's your energy point right there. You've heard me talk about energy points. X marks the spot. Bang! Bounces. How cool is that? Luke says, risk management question with the 2% rule. If you set up a trade on, say, Bitcoin with all of the risk management in place, then you have a few other trades set up on other coins and tokens. Well, that's not a question. Luke, if the price of most coins tends to follow the price of Bitcoin, is there much point mapping other coin charts? Hopefully that... Okay, yeah, I get you. Well, this is why we've only been focusing on Bitcoin on this live stream so far. Can you trade many markets at once? Yes, but my belief is the more the more longer term your trades are, so the more you kind of venture away from day trading to swing trading, the more you'd be an idiot to be ignoring Bitcoin and only looking at crypto, you know, at some other altcoin, because price is massively affected by Bitcoin. So I personally, when you're like scalping, day trading, prices can vary, you know, differently quite a lot, but in the macro they are affected by Bitcoin in a big way. And in my experience, like, you've heard of altcoin season maybe. An altcoin season is when you get the most kind of decoupling from Bitcoin and altcoins, and that's where prices of altcoins tend to skyrocket. Certain ones, not all of them obviously. There's over 10,000 altcoins, probably way more now. But while I'm talking, I was quickly Google it quickly. I'll go to CoinMarketCap. 1 second. I'll bring you over here. CoinMarketCap. Oh, wrong keyboard. Coin. I'll take you with me. So we've got 22,000 right now. 22,000 crypto, and one of them's Bitcoin. So that means we've got almost 23,000. Mostly shitcoins. Yeah. I forget what point I was going to make there, but so yes, it's fine to trade in the short term, but in the long term, you want to be looking at... Oh, that was it. I was talking about alt season. So in my experience, when Bitcoin price does something big, whether it's up or down, it tends to affect altcoins, tends to affect them negatively. So I wouldn't be surprised. We can go check this. I wouldn't be surprised if this big move here, right? This big move here, I wouldn't be surprised if it correlated with a big move down in altcoins. Let's see if I'm right. I could be wrong. And also with this big move down, in my experience, it also correlates with a big move down, because where the big move up correlates with people they want to jump in, so they sell alts and get into Bitcoin. But that's greed, and greed's a different emotion to fear. And fear, when Bitcoin's crashing, the mentality is crypto's crashing, and so it's the mentality of get into a stable coin, get safe. Let's see if I'm right. I could be wrong. Let's see. I've got Matic up here. Let's look at Matic on the daily. Clear up the chart a little bit. Let's see if I was completely wrong on this. God, let's get rid of it. Just turn this off. Get rid of this. Okay, so this is the daily. Let's try and sort of match these up to what I'm looking at. So the peak here was Tuesday, 21st of February. 21st of February. So around the same time, right? So we've got this slow move down. Gentle move down. Is that what we saw with Bitcoin? It was more sharp with Bitcoin. And then it turned around on 10th of March and started to climb higher. So 10th of March, the same thing. But notice how sharp the move was. So it does track Bitcoin. But where we had a huge move up with Bitcoin, it was heavily suppressed in Matic. So we're not seeing the same thing. We're not seeing, the huge move up, because people, a lot of them are selling their Matic to get into Bitcoin to chase that move. Did I prove myself right or wrong? Price collapsed down. The sharp move was on March 7th or 8th. March 7th or 8th. So yeah, we had a sharp move down there. So we had a Bitcoin crashed, Matic crashed too. Bitcoin exploded up and Matic didn't explode up. We had a little move up. So there is some correlation. But the sharp move up in Bitcoin meant that it wasn't good for altcoin relative to Bitcoin. Hopefully that makes sense. But if you are going to trade just one thing, my advice is, I'm talking about trading, not investing. You want to cut your teeth on Bitcoin. And look, I mean, when we get to actually trading live on the stream, which will be soon, literally the next couple of weeks, week or two, once I'm just getting everything sorted, everything's working, then we'll see how it goes. Like, we might not have enough time to trade anything other than Bitcoin. But if you're spending all day at your computer, you might get in some trades with Bitcoin, and you might kind of want to do some other things. And that's fine. But there's still a lot to do with Bitcoin. You can just trade Bitcoin, you can just trade Ethereum. Like, whatever you do, just pick one to start with. And I think that a great place to start is Bitcoin, because Bitcoin isn't impacted by any other crypto. It's its own thing, Other crypto are affected by Bitcoin. I personally think it's great to get it. It's great to trade altcoins as well as Bitcoin for different reasons. But then that's my particular style, my particular flavor. Like, there's so much money you can make with altcoins, and so and we will do that. I think it'll be quite fun for us to do that. Like, we're looking at Bitcoin, it's the daddy, it's the king, but there might be particular situations with some altcoins where we think, oh man, there's like some beautiful market geometry here. I think this thing is going to explode. There's fundamentals here, because I'm with Bitcoin, I'm just technical. with certain altcoins, that's when I get more fundamentals. I think this project is memeable. I think this one's going to explode. I think that, you know, there's certain things. So with the altcoins, I tend to get more into fundamentals, you know, whereas Bitcoin, I'm just purely about the technical. Netbroker, could these bursts, drops or rallies be market orders and not limited and not limited and manipulated? Could these bursts be market orders? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, they could be. So yes, is the answer to your question. They could be. So let's go into the 30-minute and just kind of update this. Oh yeah, so there we go. I've got my old wave count. Say old, it's not that old. But I think I've updated. Okay, I put the fourth down here, but it was like WX. Okay, so I've updated. Okay, so I've got here a get rid of the volume profile with it. So I've got a WX and a Y. Is it what? Yeah, WX and a Y. So the W, I've got A, B, C. Zoom in here a sec. What's going on with this B? I think I've got this. I think I've got a WX and then an ABC triangle for that B. I think that's why I've got it placed there. So the A I've got here is I think this is a leading diagonal. The A B, and then a impulse C, and that completes the W wave. And then the X wave is A, B, C, and then I've got a a running flat C in the 2. 1, 2. That was a big C, a big third wave down. WXY in the fourth wave, and then the final. I've got this as a final fifth wave. Wave 1, 2. The third wave being the drive down. And yeah, that was it. So I was thinking that maybe this was the third wave and we've got another push down. That's why I've got this like fifth down here. But obviously that isn't what happened. So so yeah, that's it. So I haven't updated it since we had this push upwards. So let's look at this just so we can get the wave count correct. Yeah, so that is what I was thinking is the Fibonacci retracement. I thought if that's the third wave, then I thought, you know, the fourth wave would come down here, we get another push down, but that's not what happened. So either the third wave was there, and then we got this little fifth wave here, or this was the third wave, this was the fourth wave here, which stopped just short of just past the 38.2%. There, and then this was the fifth wave, like a failed fifth. But I mean, you've got maybe a wave 1, 2, third with volume, and then could it be like a failed fifth here? I mean, it's not really a bit unusual, isn't it? We created a base channel, it's going to be something like that. It would break through the base channel. It's not great. But if that was the third, you know, where would we place it? I mean, I suppose you could put it here. Then let's say the fourth was, may the fourth be with you. And I suppose this could be an ending diagonal, right? again, I'm being very, I'm not being very precise. I'm just kind of just starting off with a low resolution hypothesis, and then we can get into it, right? Luke says, okay, thanks, Andy. So Bitcoin primarily to keep track of and map out for trading, and use other coins for more longer term trading. This is not like you should do this. I'm saying this is the way that I tended to do it, because there's just, you know, you can get rich trading Bitcoin. Do you know what I mean? It's like, well, look for opportunities, look for trade setups, you know, but only if you've like Bitcoin showing you nothing, and then you can just sort of look around for different opportunities. Just be careful of like shiny object syndrome of like, just, you know what I mean? Like there's plenty for you to do with Bitcoin in all kinds of different time frames, and there are 20,000 different different altcoins. But yeah, like, you know, look for opportunities and just follow what I teach you with the market structure, the crowd psychology, and the market geometry, and you'll be fine. But just be careful of the fundamentals. Be careful of low liquidity tokens that, you know, let's say, you hear it probably talk about it in module 2 of the wave counting course, right? Just be careful of tokens where the investors haven't got a proper vesting schedule. They're going to be dumping their tokens, and things that have nothing to do with market geometry or crowd psychology. All right, so I've got another 20 minutes, and then we'll wrap up for today. So, okay, let's say, I remember this being a bit, do you remember we talked about, I think I talked about this either on the stream or, no, I posted about it in the network. I thought this was a manipulation. So barring that, we had a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the wave 1, and then this wave 2 took us to 50%, which is relatively shallow for a wave 2. And then we have 1, 2, is this a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Is that a third wave? And then that would mean that this is an extended fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the 3. Okay, that could work. But it would mean we would want to see a deeper 4, a much deeper 4 than this. But okay, let's just go with that. Let's go with that for now, and let's say that's what happened. That would mean that ends there, and it also. Yeah, it would mean that a super shallow short wave 5, if that was wave 3, that was wave 4, then at least we'd be hitting a target. Like on the nose. But well, naturally a bit short. Yeah, I'm going to stick with this. Well, start of the hypothesis. Okay. And then what the hell we've got here? If this is meant to be our beginning of an impulse, I mean, this looks corrective. Wave 1. This is all corrective, right? That's corrective. So that's not a wave 1. Okay. So based on this move that followed it, this is a correction. I think that our first unlikely hypothesis. Oh, nice. Did you guys hear that? Again, that's one thing I haven't tested. Was that too loud? This is a good test. Thank you for following, by the way. Was that too loud? Did you guys hear it? It was a tad. Master J says it was a tad too loud. Okay. That was a Twitch alert. That down, and I can't retest it, unfortunately. Well, I could, but I'm not going to do it today. I'm going to turn that down to there. Same volume as the soundboard, so about there. Okay. Cool. Okay. If anyone has subscribed while on the stream, I don't. Yeah, I haven't set that up yet. Yeah, I haven't set. Oh no, hang on. No. Should work. But I don't think anyone has subscribed while on the stream yet. Alright, well, that should work if anyone does it. So, where was I? Okay, so the original hypothesis that this was the wave 3, like, and this was a correction, and this was the impulse down. So, do you know what? I reckon this is what we're seeing. Just looking at the wave count, right? This was our wave 3. This was our wave 4 that took us to the that corrective move, took us to the 38.2%, and then price was just crushed by the buyers. It just did not want to come back down. It was again, hypothesis. I'm not saying this is what's happening, just a hypothesis. Hypothesis. Sorry, playing around with the zooms. So we had wave 1, wave 2, impulse down, wave 3, wave 4 that looks like maybe a triangle, who knows, and then tiny failed fifth within the failed fifth and just crushed it. And then this move, wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, leading diagonal, and then this kind of like, again, like price just wanted to explode upwards. It wanted to correct back upwards. I'm going to stick with that. Wave 1, shallow wave 2, and then we were like that shallow wave 2. Whenever you see a shallow wave 2, it is a sign that price is about to do something very, very special. So if we start from there and we look for what the retrace was, it looks like just past the 38.2. Did it reach the 0.5? There, yeah, near the 0.5. Right, so a very shallow. Now, question is that our wave 2 here? And then we've got a wave 1, 2 of the move up. I think that's what we're seeing. So I think that I forget. I can't see what degree we're in yet, but let's say a wave 1, 2, and this is a lower degree of this move up, and then we've got 3, 4, etc. So 1, 2. Could that be the 3, the 4, and extended? Let's have a look. Get to that in a second. What degree are we on? Zoom out a second. 3, 4. I think this is the 3rd, 4th, and we've got another push up. So that would be. Let's just get that degree first, or maybe another. We'll see. And then one more push up in. Sorry, that's the 5, the 4. Say there, something like that. 2, 2, 3. trying to do this wave count here. Okay, I'm going to go with this. I'm going to go with this whole move was the correction. And then we've got, this is a huge wave. Okay, I'm just going with this because after the fact, I wouldn't have probably done this when it was happening. I would have had that as a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and this is an extended wave 5. I mean, that could be it. That could be. One, two. I mean, in the moment, this is what I would have done. Like, all this volume, third wave, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 1, 2, 3. What degree would this be? Sorry. Expecting this move up is the fifth wave minute, so this would be sub minute. Is it over? I mean, volume would be peak 1, 2, the third wave of the fifth, an extended fifth. Extended fifth in the third. And then look at this price action, right? If this was the third wave, like if this was the third wave and we're expecting another, another move up, then we'd be expecting a correction down and an impulse up. But instead, it looks like an impulse down and look at this correction up. I wonder if it is over. If it's all over. That is the end of the fourth. What if the fourth is no longer with us? And that is the end of the fourth, which began on the 18th of June, 2022. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the volume, the 5 correction. It's I apologize for how long this is taking because it's clear that I'm about to set this up, but let's go deeper. Okay, so down into the 5 minutes. I think any comedic effect is lost by how long it takes you to set. If you're like, wait guys, I've got a joke to tell, hang on, wait, kind of loses the effect, doesn't it? Okay, so let's just dive in a little bit, because what I want to see, I want to just kind of fine, this looks impulsive. That's fine, because we could be expecting fourth wave down, and we've got an A. This could be a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? That's the A wave. This is the B wave, and that would mean we've got another push down. Cool, that's fine. And this could be the third wave, and then we'd be expecting our nice corrective move. Fine, a nice A. This is the fourth wave correction. This fifth wave. This could be a fifth wave down. Cool, correction. Another corrective channel. Beautiful. And then that would mean we've got an impulse to come down, right? We've got some divergence in the volume here. And again, I haven't looked into this, but this could be a W, X, and a Y, maybe, right? Got some divergence. This move down. If we break, let's say, this market structure, we especially break this market structure, then, it's a sign that, then that this B is over. And then again, is it impulsive? Correction back up, and that would imply that we've got, a wave 1, 2, and that could be a potential short opportunity to get the rest of this move. It's like shorter time frame stuff. Cool. And then I'd be a lot more confident that's actually the third wave. This is the fourth wave, and then we've got one more push up in the fifth wave. If this analysis is right, and this is an impulse down, this is the beginning, like this is, the fourth wave is over, this is the beginning, then if we're looking at this as the first wave, so the 0, the first wave, then we'd be looking at this as the second wave. And again, we'd also be looking for some kind of impulse down the beginning of the third wave. So either way, potential shorting opportunity here, maybe. Again, just I'm kind of going through this fast. I'm just explaining my logic. And look at this. So the drop down, it looks like it's going to break out. Oh, I've just done this quite manually, right? I haven't done this with any kind of big effort. So it could be breaking down below this thing. It could not be. I haven't put any thought to it. I'm just going to explain my thinking. In fact, let's actually change that to high or low. High or low, right. Oops, wrong. High or low, right. Okay. So yeah, that's looking quite impulsive, isn't it? Right, that's looking quite impulsive down. It looks like it's about to break that market structure. So that, but can you see either way, whether this is a 1, 2, and expecting a third wave? If that is the case, then this becomes either a base channel or it's a corrective channel of an A, B, C of a wave 3 and a 4, right? But either way, potential short opportunity here, because either it's the C, and again, I'm not saying short here, because again, if you were to short, you want to look for a trade setup. You don't just chase moves, and you want to be waiting for the price to come back to you. And I'd also do some market geometry stuff here. So rather than just a base channel, we can also do start off with a modified shift, which is the exact same thing as a base channel. And then potential, if price does form a nice impulse, break a bit of market structure and come back up in a corrective fashion, then this upper parallel, if we're looking for short, is a nice area to look at. We get one touch, break down a second touch, and boom, there's a potential short entry right there. Not trading advice. I'm being really quick. I'm not putting much thought into this. I'm just talking about just like generalities. And then once price gets down here, if we're seeing this as a completed full impulse, then it's not going to be a third wave, because a third wave is very likely to break out above, in this case below, the base channel. So if we get a wave 1, let's say all the way to here, correction down to here, well, if really for the third wave, we'd be expecting, we wouldn't get a full impulse, a full kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because that is a completed impulse. And for a third wave, we'd be expecting something a lot more. We wouldn't expect a full impulse to have completed by the time it gets down here, right? We'd expect what it might even look like a sort of corrective kind of pattern by the time it gets to here, because we're expecting more to come. And if price does break down below this, then the chances are that this is an impulse, and this was an A, B, and this is this was a 1, 2, and now we're looking at the third wave, which means that this was the end of the move, right? This was the end of the fourth wave correction. If that is the case, then we would have to, obviously we don't want to chase this. You could, again, if this is the third wave, you could wait for the fourth wave correction and if you're a fifth wave trader, get into the little fifth trade, fine. But then that would mean that this move down is the first wave, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the first wave of this move down, and then we'd be expecting a second wave up correction, and then given now we believe that this is the wave 1, we'd be looking for that correction up, and we'd be using 8 wave principle and look at the market structure. We might look at the the pitchforks, etc., to look for the entries, blah 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 blah, all that stuff. So that's something we would look for if price broke down below this this base channel. But if this is only the third wave and this is the fourth wave correction, then we wouldn't, again, assuming price does break out below this and we do get pull down, we wouldn't expect price really to come much further than the low parallel, because we'd want to, corrections tend to channel. They tend to channel, and so that means this wouldn't be a 1, 2, onwards to 3, 4, 5. It would be an A, B, C, or in this case, this is a, I think this is an A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The volume would match up with that, and then correction. And what retracement are we getting on that correction? What time is it? Yes, it's look at that, 50% exactly. So see what price does if it breaks this market structure. Then it's like, okay, this could be an A, B, and then we've got an impulse down in the C, and then that could complete a fourth wave. We would get that final push up. So I'm going to leave it here, guys. That's kind of my thinking. We'll see what happens. We're going to jump on again on Monday. Just sit up in my chair. So we're going to come back on Monday. So we'll see what happens, Friday and over the weekend. If we do see this unfold as a correction with another final push up, or this is the beginning of the great collapse. We will see. What do you guys think? Netbroker says, guys, you can adjust the volume on YouTube bottom left. Yeah, sure, but if the volume of the sound effects relative to my voice, relative to the music, is excessively loud, then it's not your guys' fault. It's my fault for having the sound too loud of the Twitch alerts or the YouTube alerts. So that's my job to make sure that the volumes are relatively done properly. So let's bring it back to me. So yeah, that wraps up the first decentralists. I've added an S on the end. It's now plural rather than the decentralist, which makes it seem like it's about me. I'm calling it just decentralists because you guys are part of this as well. And that's the first one in this studio, and I think that went pretty good. And this is just the beginning. Just the beginning. There's going to be much more analysis. I love the idea of jumping in, talking about news, events, and I want to bring on people to interview people in the space, people who are themselves decentralists. We can talk the philosophy of decentralization. We can talk about where things are going in the future. We can, bring on founders of projects that we are all really excited about. Loads and loads of cool stuff in the future. You're welcome, Netbroker. Thanks, Tony. Thanks, Marcus. Master J says, your analysis makes a lot of sense. Thank you, Andy. You're welcome, man. Thank you, Shirley. I appreciate you guys all being here. I really do. And there's 12 people watching this stream right now. So this is just the beginning. This is like, look, this is the first live stream in the studio. There's 12 of you. There's going to be 20, 50, 100, hundreds. I haven't seen anyone do the kind of analysis that I do. So, and I know that my ambitions for the centralist isn't only analysis, but I know that obviously everyone here watching, most people watching are my students inside the Kingsober Academy. So obviously you guys are most interested in the analysis. But I hope you guys are enjoying it. It sounds like you are, and I'm learning in the process. It's funny. I know I've said this a lot, but like, if you want to get better at something, teach it, because teaching forces you to kind of organize your knowledge and experience. Imagine you've got like a bookcase of books. It's all a mess, but you've read all the books. Teaching is like organizing those books in alphabetical order and self-referencing and all that kind of stuff, and it's like it gets you to kind of, it forces you to organize your knowledge experience in a way where you learn in the process of teaching. And so just every live stream I do, I myself am getting better because I'm not just analyzing in silence and just doing things in my head. I'm speaking, I'm kind of externalizing my thoughts, and in a way it's kind of I'm learning in the process of doing that, because I'll say something out loud, or you guys will suggest something, and I'll have a think, and that's a thought I might not have had on my own, and you know, and we're all benefiting from it. So yeah, cheers Luke, cheers Paul, much appreciated. Oh, and I've got this really comfy chair that I got as well. Got a big desk, I got a nice comfy chair. It's not a brand new chair, it's like pretty old, but it's like a second-hand chair that's just really worn in and comfortable. So I like it. Right, let's wrap it up. So I'll be back. Have a good weekend, everyone. I hope there's no massive financial banking crises that happens over the weekend. If anyone's going to be trading over the weekend, good luck. And if you are profitable, if you are making money in the crypto space from trading based on what I've taught you, please let me know. I really enjoy hearing. Anytime you make a successful, let me know every single time you make a successful trade. I love it. I mean, maybe that'll be annoying for you, but like, don't hold back, man. Like, I want to hear. I want to hear your successes, and you know, even your losses. Everyone can benefit from losses just as much as successes for the learning. But in terms of me, just kind of feeling good that I'm having a positive impact, let me know when you're doing well. I really, really want to hear it. So that's it for today. That's the first Decentralists, the first of many. Have a great weekend. And sorry, let me just get this all queued up. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Cheers, guys.